If we're looking back to our preliminary task at the beginning of the year, what do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to the final product of your thriller opening sequence? Through the progress of designing our opening sequence, we definitely gained new skills in preparation, equipment, software, and our own knowledge. Firstly, I will start how we got prepared by the preliminary task for our full product. It was definitely a great opportunity if you think about preparation for the task of creating our own thriller opening sequence, as we got a rough introduction into the whole process and we were able to try our gained knowledge, for example using the shots we get known in the term before in the media lessons, get started with Final Cut Pro, get started with iMovie, get started with everything what the whole task includes. So definitely it was a great preparation for the full product we designed now. I'm really glad that we had the opportunity due to our preliminary task. Secondly, it provided us with knowledge about the equipment which is needed in the whole process, that we get the equipment known really well, because it's one of the most important points when we go out and film our own opening sequence, that we know how the camera works, how you are able to record this shot properly, how you are able to use all the effects and skills of the camera in the right way. So definitely it was really important that we had the opportunity to get all the equipment known really well. We also needed some knowledge about certain softwares. For example, GarageBand, Motion, which we use for the titles, or Final Cut Pro, which we use for the general editing. The preliminary task was really helpful to get all the software stuff known which we used later on, for example Final Cut Pro. Firstly, we needed to know how to import your shots from the SD card into the program. This sounds really simple, but if you've never done it before, you have no idea. So you can't actually start the process of producing your full product if you don't know these simple steps, and that was really helpful to get known the softwares and all these simple steps to actually get started in the first lesson after you record your stuff. So that was really good. Furthermore, the individual skills we developed during the process. As well as we needed to know everything about the software, we also needed to develop some great individual work skills to be able to manage this task. For example, we needed to think about our storyboard. This really requires a creative process. We got some ideas when we did the preliminary task, what kind of shots are usually used, which are really common, which are easy to do, which shots are looking good for certain situations, and that was quite informative when we had the preliminary task, because we never did something like that before by ourselves. So after the preliminary task we had an idea what shots are easy to do, easy to handle, so it really provides us with some creative stuff we needed for creating the full product. In the end, I really can say that the progression of doing a preliminary task really helped us, because we gained great individual knowledge, software knowledge, we learned how to prepare your own thriller, and we definitely learned about the equipment we used. So it was really helpful, and I think without the preliminary task we weren't able to manage this process of designing our own full media product, which is now the Dark Vengeance. So I'm really happy that we had this opportunity. So on one hand, we lost a whole Saturday for doing the preliminary task, but on the other hand, we gained a lot of knowledge, which helped us the last 6 weeks to finish successfully our own coursework. And I think that's the more important thing.